meet you.
This is gonna be the best day of your life, of your life, of your life. This is gonna be the best day of your life, of your life, of your life.
It is very hard to ignore the fact there's been tons of feature films of sequels or adaptations of existing properties that we never thought would work on the big screen, and would more often than not receive nothing but backlash moments after the announcement. However, there comes a time when some films have us doubters proven wrong. Back when the first Lego movie was in production, people thought it was going to be a cash-grabbing 90-minute commercial until the trailers and eventually the movie itself got released. And there was even mobs of naysayers protesting that there is no way Toy Story 4 would be able to outdo what the previous chapters did. And yet, that film not only surpassed $1 billion at the box office, but also got even more worldwide acclaim than the previous installments. And funny enough, the same could be said about these two new releases that were surprisingly more enjoyable than most people ever doubted. One is a sequel to a film that was based on an app game, and the other being a live-action adventure flick based on a preschool show. With all that said, let's start off our double feature review with the Angry Birds Movie 2. What started out as another epic battle between the birds and the pigs was soon cut short when a new threat led by Zeta of Eagle Islands, who's fed up with her frozen surroundings and planned to occupy both Bird and Piggy Island as her new homes. This situation has come to the point that the birds and the pigs to put all of their differences aside to confront Zeta and all the inhabitants of Eagle Island.
We gotta get to the island, is what my assistant was going to say.
Assistant? You're the assistant.
Nope, no.
Admittingly, without giving away too much, the story is a tad on the predictable side with the whole stop the evil villain plot, but thankfully, the sequel makes up for it with its solid balance of heart-pounding action and the side-splitting comedy. Whether it's the Looney Tunes style of slapstick and visual gags, or the wisecracking banter between the characters. The animators also deserve a lot of credit for building the environments of the frosted Eagle Island, the cartoony designs on the birds and the pigs, and especially the over-the-top animation such as the scenes where the birds and the pigs put on their goofy eagle disguise.
Oh no, he's leaving! Chuck, get that card! I got it!
And it's also great to see the likes of Red, Chuck, Bomb, King Leonard, and the rest of the colorful cast make a return with some new traits. Even as a beloved leader, Red still has his own troubles coping with his loneliness. The hatchlings have their own side quests guarding the eggs, and even the mighty eagle has a bit of a backstory of his own. Plus, some of the new characters such as the smart Swifty Silver and especially Zeta, voiced by Leslie Jones, are welcome additions in my book. The Angry Birds Movie 2 is a fun-filled, action-packed thrill ride comedy to see in theaters, and I highly recommend to give it a watch for those who want over 1.5 hours of non-stop laughs. Even I go so far as to say it would even please those who weren't fans of the first film. It is worth going out to see it in theaters more than once.
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
Next up, we go from animated birds to a live-action explorer with Dora and the Lost City of Gold. For nearly 20 years, Dora the Explorer continues to be one of the most iconic preschool programs by going on epic quests and teaching Spanish lessons with her pet monkey Boots and her cousin Diego. But now as Dora reached the age of a teenager, Dora, Boots, Diego, and her new friends have embarked on a brand new quest unlike any other. Now, for someone who isn't much of a Dora fan, I have to admit the movie itself was surprisingly good. The filmmakers managed to adapt, of all things, a program for preschoolers into a blockbuster adventure flick.
Dora, this isn't the jungle. It's high school. It's life or death. Keep a low profile.
Just be yourself. Excuse me? I'm kind of stuck.
The jungle locations are so realistic. The puzzles and obstacles our heroes have to overcome, and while the humor can be hit and miss at times, the best ones are really the self-referential moments, including one hallucination sequence in the style of the animated series. Isabella Mona did a perfect performance as Dora. balancing the eccentric naive teenager while also maintaining her explorer traits she had when she was 7 years old. Randy and Sammy have their own personalities evolve during the course of the journey, and I especially find Boots the monkey and Swiper the fox as hilarious scene stealers. Dora and the Lost City of Gold is like an Indiana Jones movie aimed for children. However, due to some of those dangerous scenes and threatening elements, I don't think it's suitable for very young children, but for more older kids and teenagers. Nevertheless, it is a fun film to check out these school holidays. It's worth to go out and see it on the big screen.